3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, February 6, 2018. Thank you for coming by. I have my favorite shirt on, Believe in Heroes. I hope you believe in heroes. Wounded Warriors Project. I think it's an awesome project. I'll put a link in the description. Support our vets if you have the means, our wounded vets. And let's dive into what's going on right now. What's going on right now is I'm seeing a lot of this picture, first of all, the bubble picture. And I found it when I was looking for it. I just came across, when I Googled the picture, Bitcoin may be following this classic bubble stages chart. And that was written in 2013 on Forbes. And I feel like I'm coming across Forbes articles that are old so often, that are so wrong. And I think it's funny. But anyway, I got the picture from Forbes. Here it is. I like this chart because not for defining a bubble, because people use it way out of context in that regard. I like the chart because it lays out the emotions of the market, even on these corrections that we're having, especially that happen so often in Bitcoin. And it's pretty crazy to see, when we first started taking off, let's just use Litecoin, right, for this illustration. First started taking off, we had a sell-off, right, a little mini sell-off, which actually, I'll just go bring it up. You can look at it. We had this little mini sell-off in September. It's a big looking correction. You can, in hindsight, look at it as a bear trap because after that we took off. So we have that happen, and I mean, just look at this chart. That's crazy. We have greed, delusion. We had the media attention all riding all the way to the top, a new paradigm, which we did hit a new paradigm. And then all of a sudden it drops a little, there's denial, and then we return to normal possibly. And I remember this happening, and the market sentiment, the emotions you see in forums and YouTube, it's crazy how accurate, this chart is, this illustration. So we kind of saw the market sentiment. It's a return to normal here, right? Like, okay, I think we corrected. Okay, I think we're back to normal. All right, $250 Litecoin. I'm good with that. $1,000 Litecoin. It's in the scope for 2018. Let's see that happen. And then it doesn't happen because we continue a new downtrend right here. And that's where we are now. And I guess the question now is, are we in fear stage? Are we in capitulation stage? And I'm going to just throw my thoughts out there because I guess that's what I'm here for, right? And I want to see if you agree with me. I want to see where you think we are. And let's talk about it. But I feel like we're still in this fear stage. And, there's a couple pretty simple reasons why. I think because, number one, we broke this 50 EMA, which I think was the beginning of the fear stage. Okay, this isn't looking good. And we have this really big dip, and we can grab this price range just to see from that 50, from January 16th to February 2nd right there, right? Or even we can do it to February 5th. 42%. There's a lot of fear going on. And a lot of people think there was a lot of capitulation going on, but I don't think that's what the capitulation is going to look like. Capitulation is that massive sell-off, that massive, influx of investors that got on this train that are just throwing in the towel all at once. And I think it's going to happen very quickly. And I think it's going to happen. And I think we're really going to break through the 200 EMA violently. And I think we're even going to test the 100, if not break through 100 pretty violently and quickly, and find a bottom somewhere in the 80 range. And, I don't say that to instill fear, but it's something we should be prepared for to happen because I think it's going to happen. And that's kind of why I have my very strong buy zone down there that I talked about, I think last week. And why is it important that happens? I think it's important that happens because we don't want a market that has investors that are in it that are just, light hands. We want a market that is just solid, and that's what these corrections do. They really solidify the foundation of, this continued uptrend that we've seen over the years. And these things happen because it's just a pumpy environment, and we can't thrive in that environment. So these pullbacks, the capitulation, we talk about the shaking out of weak hands. It's important. And of course, we've shaken out weak hands through this. And it's just that there are, I think, still more weak hands to be shaken out. And I think it'll happen in the capitulation stage that we can kind of see on this. And then the despair stage, what does that look like? I don't know. For me, I don't really feel these emotions because we've seen what it has done in the past. And, I have a very strong, I guess, conviction in the success long-term of cryptocurrency. So I'm really not worried about it. If anything, I have a lot of excitement in these areas just because it creates nice opportunities to buy. It's a little boring. It's a little, it can be stressful at times to read certain things that are out there. But with all of that, I think what we can see is we're coming up on some nice buying opportunities if you are a long-term believer in cryptocurrency and Litecoin. So the other reason I just want to throw this out there why I think we haven't seen that capitulation stage is just because look how the market is reacting. I think today was a pretty big day as far as this hearing went at 10 o'clock Eastern this morning. And I have these links. I'm going to put them in the description. I'm not going to jump too much into it in this video, but it was an awesome hearing to watch. I hope you were able to watch it because it really was a bullish sign of, what's going on right now in cryptocurrency. And here are some notes actually from, the SEC chairman. This is the link I can post for you, but Jay Clayton. And basically, here's some, I bolded some statements. And here's one. To be clear, I'm very optimistic that developments in financial technology will help facilitate capital formation, providing promising investment opportunities for institutional Main Street investors alike. Crypto's here to stay. And the fact that the market isn't responding very bullishly to this news, I think that's not great for the short term. I think it shows that, there's still a lot of bearish sentiment right now, and we need to shake that out, and it's going to happen in that capitulation stage. So really the hearing today, and I'm not going to get into it, I'll put the links, you can actually go watch it. The hearing was really about ICOs and, basically bringing in regulations in that ICO market, and talking about fraudsters and other bad actors that prey on this enthusiasm in the market. And we've seen it so much, especially in the last couple months. All these ICOs coming out of nowhere. And he says it. He says, I also have been increasingly concerned with recent instances of public companies with no meaningful track record in pursuing distributed ledger or blockchain technology, changing their business models and names to reflect a focus on distributed ledger technology without adequate disclosure to investors about their business model changes and the risks involved. Basically saying a bunch of companies coming on board, hijacking the blockchain space to make it look like they're an ICO that they really have nothing to do with the blockchain technology. They're just doing it to kind of get around regulations, and that's what they're really keeping an eye on right now. And that's awesome because it gives such a bad name to the blockchain cryptocurrency space. So I'm happy that's taking place. Again, I'm going to put the links in the description. So what are your thoughts? I mean, where do you think we are in terms of this picture? You've probably seen this picture. You've probably seen this bubble illustration. And I'm curious to know where you think we are here. And if we haven't hit capitulation, what do you think that's going to look like? Because I'm not too worried about it, but I'm definitely in anticipation to see what happens. So get ready, be prepared for anything to happen. And again, trade conservatively, never spend more than you can afford to invest and lose. And I thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video. God bless.